Hi everyone, and welcome to part 5, night 3 of our, I suppose it's sleep training. I hate that term, by the way, because of the negativity surrounding it, but I suppose it's a bit of a sleep training, night weaning journey with Alyssia, our 22-month-old. So how do I start this now? So I think realistically, most people would probably think I was crazy for documenting this journey, especially given the journey, the start we've already had with it. It doesn't look great, but then at the same time, there's a part of me that actually turns around and goes, well, this is real, this is reality, this is every parent's reality, I suppose. When they're making changes with their little one's sleep, they get ill, and it happens, and things sometimes naturally take a different course than what we originally planned when we set out at the beginning. So in some ways, I'm kind of looking at this going, I set out to sort of show you our journey from getting her from, getting her sleeping through the night, off the breast, onto a bed, into a sister's room, thinking, yeah, well, we'll kind of go down this journey, not really knowing what was going to happen. And suddenly we've ended up with some massive obstacles and a few curveballs that have been thrown at us right from the beginning. But then at the same time, the amount of families that I work with, that I speak to, that when they make those changes, these sorts of things happen. So it really is a true reflection of what can happen, but how you can deal with these situations while they're going on. So it's not the end of the world. So very brief update. So for anyone that hasn't actually caught any of the other videos yet, we're only on part 5. The videos aren't massively long, so you can watch back on the playlist and see what the original plan was as to where we're at the moment and why things have gone a little bit to pot. But very, very briefly, we had the plan sorted. Night 1 went pretty well. Then night 2, she started with a cold, which I started with as well. Then night 3 was last night, and at 5:45 she wanted to go to bed. I popped her in the cot very briefly just to get a book for her, and she decided to puke up everywhere. Not part of the plan. So I think it's basically all the snot that's just been sort of sitting there decided to make its way up, which was great fun. So I didn't know how last night was going to go. She'd been having a temperature anyway, so I'd been given a Calpol because she wasn't overly well. She was red hot, and interestingly, she seemed a bit delirious the night before, talking about rabbits and making monkey noises in the night and kind of going mummy daddy in her sleep, which was really bizarre. So yeah, she's not been too well, so I didn't know how last night was going to pan out. So we still had 3 wake-ups, and what you might be noticing now, if you've watched all the videos so far, is all these wake-ups tend to happen from midnight onwards. So sleep tends to be fine until I go to bed. Now, the amount of you will probably be sitting there going, that's exactly the same for me. They're fine. It's like they know I've gone to bed, and then they start waking up. Actually, it's completely normal, biologically normal, because of the way that sleep changes in that second half of the night and around from midnight onwards, because they're moving from a predominantly non-REM sleep, which is their deep sleep, into their predominantly REM sleep, which is more their dream sleep, which is where their memory consolidation is happening. So it's a very different type of sleep. So yes, they're much easier to wake up, and it's harder to go back to sleep in the second half of the night. So it's no surprise to me. But again, knowledge is very powerful, and I say this to everybody. If you understand what's actually going on, everything is much easier to tolerate and manage. So I think that's where we were. So we had 3 wake-ups again, and they were all a little bit more difficult, but she wasn't asking for the boob as much, which is good. She just wanted more drinks, and she literally drank her whole cup of water last night and had to refill it again in the early hours this morning. So she was definitely thirsty. She's not been too great, but it wasn't horrendous. Excuse me. So she woke up about 5:20 this morning, and I thought, I'm not fighting this. She's not well, and I don't want her to be crying. I don't want her to throw up again or something like that. She'd managed to go the whole night with not being sick. To be fair, there was probably nothing left in her. So I brought her into bed with me. We dozed for about 15 minutes having a cuddle, and then she was up for about 6:05 for the day. she tried to have a feed about then, but it felt like it was more to do with habit and sleep. So I sort of said, no, we'll hold off. So about 5 to 7, she asked again. So I was like, right, okay, you can have a feed now because we are actually up and awake. So I let her have a feed. And then about 20 past 7, we came downstairs. I was putting her hair up and she basically puked it all up over the carpet in the living room. Oh, Jesus Christ. But yeah, so she wasn't quite right. So it was basically under rubbish. So now today is a case of a dry toast day, chicken soup, these types of things. We're on one of them days today, where I just think, well, something's obviously not quite sitting right somewhere within her stomach, and I don't want to have been sick again, because if she's sick again, she can't go to nursery tomorrow. And obviously I need to work. So yeah, so she just basically makes sure she's right. She's been asking to go to bed for a while. I took her out for a walk this morning for some fresh air, and while we were out, she's asking to go to bed. So I've come home and put her down at 10:30 because she wanted to go to bed, and she kicked off a little bit. This is the first time in the nap, so we're talking, this is today nap 4, and she kept asking for a feed. She had a hand down my top, and I said, no. Says, you're a big girl now, sweetheart, you don't need it, darling. And she was okay, and we talked about it, and we had a cuddle, and she opted for the drink, which was absolutely fine in the end. So we just had a drink and a cuddle, and then she's gone down for a nap really, really early, but obviously she's not feeling too well, so I'll just let her sleep, and it'll probably be another 6 o'clock bedtime tonight. We seem to live at 6 o'clock bedtimes. That's where we are. So yeah, so again, I've no idea how tonight is going to go. I have no idea how the afternoon's going to go. The bed arrives tonight. We've built the zoo, so I'm going to put the zoo up now. She's having a nap. Get the teddies all inside that. Start trying to straighten the room up. And I think we're going to hold off building the bed for another week. My husband is absolutely terrified that if we build the bed, we're going to be encouraging her to want to go in it sooner than she's able to. For me, I'd build it now and get her used to playing in it. But as with anything, a relationship is two-sided, really. It's got two sides, two people, and it's finding a sort of compromise in the middle. Which is what we're doing. So rather than waiting a few weeks, which is what he'd like to do, and I'm kind of going, no, because if we do that, we're going to be in the same position we were with Sophia when it happened with her. So we've kind of compromised on, we'll build it next week, and then we can let her start getting used to it. So we've settled there. So yeah, still going to be a bit of an interesting journey. Still got a lot to do. As you can see, we've been seriously thrown some lovely curveballs in our journey right at the beginning, but it happens. We're still battling on through. It's not horrendous. We're just keeping on going. If you're needing that type of help, you know where I am. Just wanted to think very quickly, if you look in my diary and you see there isn't any appointments, just drop me an email or something. I'm sort of, with everything that's kind of going on, I'm a bit flexible on that, so I'm not putting set appointments in as such. So I am still working, but just contact me, we'll sort out times, we'll work it that way. But yeah, if you want to have a look at the courses, the online stuff, go onto the Facebook page, onto the website, should I say, and you can have a look at all the online courses as well as all the one-to-one support, and I will help you on your journey. I will update you tomorrow and let you know how tonight has gone. It is definitely interesting. Not what I thought it was going to be, I've got to say, but then again, when is it? And realistically, you've got a real life situation here, by somebody who actually really does know what they're doing. So if you're struggling, it's absolutely fine, and just know that really it is completely normal, because you're not doing anything wrong. It's just hard. It really is just hard sometimes, and with the best will in the world, you have a child, you don't have a robot. You can't predict what tomorrow is going to bring. All we can do is lay some really good foundations, and support and hold our children's hand through that journey, and we'll come out of it at the other end. But if you have that knowledge, if you have that understanding, if you are able to be that little bit more patient because you understand why certain things are happening, you'll come out the other side that much sooner. Apologies for the snotty nose as well, but I can tell that I sound all really bunged up. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be a bit clearer. I'll see you later. Bye.